So this is really bizarre, okay? Speak about disappearing things. Oh, by the way, like, subscribe, and hit the notification button if you like my videos. So I was going to play you the soundbite of MJ from Shahs of Sunset talking about what she heard the rumor was around Mike Shouhed or whatever. You know, I went on a date with him, so the fact that I can't remember his name is pretty bad, but you get the drift. Shouhed, yeah, him, the guy from Shahs. Anyway, so she was saying, and I thank God the bloggers documented it, that, you know, what she thought happened or heard around the arrest. Now, I had listened to it. I heard it myself. Then tonight I was going to record it for you because you know that I love to do that for you guys so you could hear it like firsthand, you know, because you get a lot out of the way someone says something rather than just reading it in text. Well, I fast forwarded through the episode, you know, by hitting the 30-second forward thing, and I couldn't find it. And I was like, what? Like, it was there. I heard it. I listened to it myself. And then I was like, wait a minute. And so I said, you know, the only way I guess I'm going to find it is to listen to the whole episode beginning to end and just not like fast forward it. So I literally re-listened to the 45-minute episode. And that section of the episode, I could not find in there. So I think that Jeff Lewis's production or whatever must have edited that clip that MJ said out. Now, you guys go listen to it and tell me if you hear it. I'll put the link in the description. I think that either Mike must have called Jeff Lewis and been like, you need to remove that, or called MJ and said, you need to ask Jeff to remove that because this is a criminal proceeding and we can't talk about it. And they did, and then they re-uploaded it. Or you know, 2 times I heard it and I still can't find it, which is so weird. Because I'm telling you, I heard it. I had no trouble finding it the first time. And I did notice that all the other podcast episodes up there are like 46 minutes. And this one is like under 45, like a weird number for what he usually times his episodes at. I do believe it wasn't a very long clip. It was probably the total clip was like a minute that MJ said. But it's like, I can't find it. And I listened to it beginning to end and I'd already heard it. So I knew what to listen. So that's wild. So that makes me want to pay attention to it even more. So this is what was said. And I'm sorry I can't play it for you firsthand because that was really the intention of this video. And then I'm going to give you an update on Mike because I think it'll interest you. But basically what it said was Jeff starts off, this isn't on the bloggers thing, but Jeff starts off from my recollection and he's like, I don't always believe all these people that come out of the woodwork and they say something happened. And so then MJ says, well, I don't think this has to do with his fiance. And Jeff is like in shock because he was sure that it had to do with, you know, the Paulina fiance that Mike is with right now, the influencer girl. And anyway, Mercedes or MJ she said, I've never ever seen Mike violent and I've never seen him be angry. I was shocked because I think that unless I was literally in the room, a witness to it, he's innocent until proven guilty. And then Jeff agrees. I remember this from my own hearing of it. Jeff agrees profusely that my attitude is that everyone's innocent until proven guilty. Then Jeff said, is it possible that this person could be, I don't know, setting him up? And then MJ answered, totally. And then MJ said, it sounds like it was somebody else. And that's what in the grapevine, it's like it wasn't Mike and Paulina. It was a third person that was involved. That's what I heard, that it wasn't Paulina. That's what MJ said, Mercedes. And she's close with Mike. And that there might have been a third woman present with them at the And then they went on, and maybe she's sus and he's totally innocent and it was just Saturday night gone wrong. That's what MJ said. And that there's like some mystery woman. And then she goes, I mean, like, F-U-C-K, what if the person never came over to our house? Everything would be fine. None of this would have happened. That's her hypothetical. So then they get into the Shahs of Sunset getting canceled, and MJ says, well, Bravo's not going to do you dirty. They're going to communicate with you what's going on. She said that they all knew that the show was being canceled. They had gotten a phone call, but she said the phone call wasn't bad for all of us, and she implied that Gigi and herself and Reza, who are the original OGs of the show, were going to get some sort of spin-off show, maybe on the Peacock, was the rumor. She doesn't say that, but that's what was, that followed. And that this would be like a different show, and that Mike wouldn't be included in that show and some of the others, which I guess they see as replaceable, although Mike was an original OG. So I don't know. So then she says Mike has so many, he has a building, real estate stuff going on, and he's got some personal stuff going on too. Well, I guess that's like, personal stuff isn't great given the fact that, he just got a domestic violence arrest about a visible situation on the woman. I mean, that was what the charge was. So I guess the question is, was Mike having like a threesome, or was it like maybe everybody just got really high and like was like hooking up and things got out of hand? But how is it domestic abuse if it's a stranger and you're like not in your home? Or if it's like even a stranger in your home, it's still not domestic abuse. That implies like that someone was like in his home, another girl. So is it that there's like a mistress, and maybe there was like a mistress in one of his other apartments or something, and like Paulina's like didn't know about her, or maybe she did, and like something went awry with this mistress, and that's what caused the problem? The altercation. So let's be clear. I found the definition of domestic abuse in the state of California, and it for sure is limited to, if you're charged with that, a cohabitant, a dating relationship, a spouse or former spouse, a person with whom the respondent is having or has had a dating relationship or an engagement relationship, a person with whom the respondent has had a child of a party, or a child who is the subject of an action, any other person related to consanguinity or affinity within the second degree. I don't know what that is. But I mean, it does imply that there is a relationship with the person. So this is like either someone he had a past relationship with that filed this claim against him, or it's a lover, a fiance. Now, the specific charge Mike got was that there was a visible sign of injury when the cops came, because they charged him with a specific domestic abuse violation related to that. Okay, so I don't know if you heard what Paulina said. She broke her silence the other day. She said, by the way, Paulina is the one he's engaged to. She's like an influencer girl. Anyway, we are working with the authorities to seek a just and fair outcome to this sad situation. The family appreciates your space and respect for their privacy during this time. Intimate partner violence with injury. That's the charge. She's being awful supportive considering it wasn't her, which means it had to have been some girl. This has got to be someone from his past, I think. I'm going to speculate. I have a feeling this is someone that Mike dated in the past, and they had some sort of altercation, and he got like maybe a little physical with her. So I have this Mexican filter on because I think from Day of the Dead, but because Mike and Paulina went to Mexico and they're now holidaying, I think, with her little daughter on the beach, having a great time. And that's pretty shocking, given it's less than a month since his arrest. And in addition to that, there were all these cryptic posts that Mike dropped, and they were later deleted. And one of them was him singing, like, I think a Spanish love ballad, which I wonder if it has to do with his trip to Mexico, like foreshadowing, or maybe it was a cryptic message to Paulina that the trip was still on, even though he has this charge. No, I have no idea. I'm just being silly. But anyway, they're in Mexico. At the end of this video, I'll show you some pictures and stuff that were found. They were caught. I don't know. I'm just going to tell you this, okay? I haven't talked to Mike in like 9 years, okay? But I will say this. I do not believe that Mike is going to settle down, okay? I just don't think he's ever going to be that guy. How can I say it? Well, I can't say it on here, but I do talk about it in other places. Okay, so let's just leave it there. But I hope that they make it through. They've been engaged since 2019, and it's 2022. And well, there was also that sexting scandal that played out on the show. And I mean, you know, he's had issues in the past with his other girl that he was like with. You know, I just think, does he have it in him? It's been 3 years since they've been together. And I would say if Mike wanted to make a move, he would have made it by now. That's my speculation. Okay. Anyway, if you like my channel, like, subscribe, and hit that notification button. Mike is out on bail, $50,000 he had to pay, and his trial is coming up in July, unless, of course, they can work something out with the girl who he allegedly assaulted with this domestic violence thing. Maybe they can do a deal and she'll drop the charges. Or, you know, he's saying that he's not guilty, so maybe he has a witness that can come forward and explain what happened in a way that will get him off the hook on this one. But yeah, Mike should stay away from partying and girls. Bad influences, both of them. Take it from me.